Today we will be discussing some of the basic criteria for a soil sampling standard operating procedure. The scope and application describes procedure for the collection of surface soil samples to determine if the amount of pentachlorophenol exceeds 100 parts per million. The method summary states that 6 samples will be collected with a tube auger. Sample preservation, handling, and storage states the use of clear glass containers, a red insulated cooler at 4 degrees Celsius, and a chain of custody. Potential problems to consider are contamination and improper sampling procedures. Equipment. Soil sampling equipment includes gloves, safety vests, quality assurance seals, tape measure, pin, scissors, napkins, trier, twine, stakes, deionized water, glass sample containers, cooler with ice packs, and a tube auger. Procedures: preparation and sample collection. Preparation. You will first need to determine the number of samples required using the following equation. This equation gives the minimal amount of samples needed for quality assurance, quality control purposes. Next, label the containers with the lot number, date, location, sample number, and name of individual who retrieved the sample. This is needed for the chain of custody, which will be addressed later in this video.
Ensure sampling location is appropriate and approved by the client and property owner. All scheduling conflicts should be resolved, and the supervisors should be on location when samples are retrieved. Using stakes, twine, and measuring tape, measure out a 10 by 10 foot square, using the stakes and twine to create a 1 by 1 foot grid. Sample collection. For quality assurance, quality control purposes, prepare a rinsette of the tube auger prior to sampling. Using simple random sampling, generate your sample locations in the grid. You can use a random number generator to achieve this. Next, clear the area of grass and debris. Insert tube auger at a 45-degree angle. Apply pressure and twist to retrieve the soil sample. Place the sample in the appropriate labeled container. Please note that no reagents were used. Place the sample seal on the lid to ensure quality assurance. Next, place the samples in a cooler to prevent photo degradation and reduce microbial reactions. Sample calculation. Once samples have been collected, you can calculate the standard deviation and confidence intervals. The equations needed to calculate these are listed on this slide. Quality assurance, quality control. A chain of custody is kept for liability and sample integrity purposes. The chain of custody lists the sample ID, sample description, date and time the sample was collected, the analysis requested, method of sampling, number of containers, container type, and preservative used. Logbook documentation. A logbook should be kept throughout the procedure for general notes and documentation.
This standard operation procedure is intended for instructional use. When working with potentially hazardous materials, follow U.S. EPA, OSHA, and corporate health and safety procedures, in addition to the procedures specified in the site-specific health and safety plan.